Hello, this is Shay Jackson with Hype Math and Reading. In today's video, we are reviewing for the 2022 Texas STAAR Math Test for 8th graders. Our concept is comparing rational numbers. This is part 3. Remember, 8th graders, if at first you don't succeed, you're normal. Do you need a math or reading tutor? We offer virtual one-on-one or group tutoring for 2nd to 8th grade students. Parents, there's a link in the description box for you to sign up for a free 30-minute consultation. We have our 8th grade STAAR Math Review Workbook available for purchase in our store. The link is in the description box so that you can grab yours today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and press the like button so that you will be alerted to new videos we upload, and also help spread the word about Hype Math and Reading. We greatly appreciate your support. Let's review again comparing and ordering numbers. To compare and order numbers, follow these steps. 1. Change all numbers to the same form, either decimal or percent. Compare them, and also if you're ordering numbers, read the instructions to order the numbers. So let's look at some examples of comparing numbers. For 1, we have 8/9 and also 90%. And number 2, we have the square root of 16 and the square root of 8. Whenever comparing using the equality sign, remember the inequality sign always opens up, or the alligator mouth always opens up to the greater number, okay, or the bigger number or the larger number. So for 8/9 and 90%, what we're going to do is convert both of the numbers to decimals, okay? 8/9 is equal to 0.88. and 90% is equal to 0.9 or 0.90. Now that we've converted both of our numbers, we can compare them. And 0.88 is less than 0.90. And you see how the mouth of the alligator opens up to 0.90. That means 8/9 is less than 90%. Let's look at another example. For number 2, we have the square root of 16 and also the square root of 8. When we type it into our handy dandy calculator, we see that the square root of 16 is equal to 4 and the square root of 8 is equal to 2.83. Now that we have our our numbers into the same form, now we can compare them. And we see, again, the alligator mouth opening up to the larger number. 4 is greater than 2.83. So that means the square root of 16 is greater than the square root of 8. Now let's dive into our problems. And remember, our 8th grade math review workbook is available for purchase in our store. Number 7 says, 3 groups of students use different methods to estimate the diagonal length of a patio in feet. Their results were 4 in the square root of 13, 14 and 25/5, I'm tongue-tied today, and 14.33 feet. Which list shows the numbers in the table in order from greatest to least? Is it A, 14.33, 14 and 2/5, 4 in the square root of 13, or B, 14.33, 4 in the square root of 13, 14 and 2/5? C is 14 and 2/5, 14.33, and 4 in the square root of 13. For D, it is 4 in the square root of 14, 14 and 2/5, and 14.33. So in order to solve this question, the first thing we're going to do is ask ourselves, what are we looking for? We are looking for the list showing the numbers in the table from greatest to least, okay? So now that we know what we're looking for, our next question is, what information can help us find the answer? The information that can help us find the answer is converting all of our numbers. So first, we're going to convert 4 in the square root of 13. Put it in your handy dandy calculator. And if you notice in parentheses, I have 4 parentheses, the square root of 13, and then we close the parentheses. That is equal to 14.42. We are going to round to the nearest hundredths place. Next, we have 14 and 2/5. We are going to add 14 plus 2/5, and that is equal to 14.4. And notice that in my calculator, I put 14 plus, and then in parentheses, 2 divided by 5, because that's what the fraction bar is. It's division sign. So 14 plus 2 divided by 5 in parentheses, and my answer is 14.4. And then our 14.33 is already in decimal form. I was just showing how it would look in the calculator. So now that we have this information, again, 4 in the square root of 13 feet is equal to 14.42 feet. 14 and 2/5 feet is equal to 14.40 feet, and 14.33 feet is the same, 14 and 33 feet. Now, how do we solve this problem? So we got to go back to what we're looking for. We are looking to order the list from greatest to least. So looking at my numbers, which number would be first? Okay, then which number would be second? And then based on the third number. Now, let's look at how we compare or order the numbers. We're looking at the numbers, and we notice that all of the numbers have the same number in the ones place, which is 1. In the tens place, which is 1. And they all have a 4 in the ones place because all of them start with 14. Right? So now let's look at the tenths place. Well, in the tenths place, we see that one number has a 3, that's 14.33. And then 14 and 2/5 has a 4 in the tenths place, which is 14.40. And for 4 in the square root of 13 is 14.42. So since we're ordering from greatest to least, we know that 4 is greater than 3. So let's focus on 14.42 and 14.40, which is the largest number. We have to move to the hundredths place since both of them have the same number in the tenths place of 4. Now we need to move to the hundredths place. And in the hundredths place, 4 in the square root of 13 has a 2 in the hundredths place, and 14 and 2/5 has a 0. Which number is larger? Yes, 14.42 is larger, so that's going to be the first number. And then our second number will be the 14.40, and our last number will be, which is our smallest number, 14.33. Okay, so now that we have our numbers ordered from greatest to least, what is our correct answer? Okay, what is our correct answer? If you said D, you're absolutely correct. Our numbers are ordered from greatest to least with 4 in the square root of 13. Then we have 14 and 2/5. And last we have 14.33. Okay, and that is it for that number. Let's go to question number 8. During 1 month, 4 trees at a nursery increased in height at the rates shown below: 8%, 1/12, 16%, and 1/20. Okay, which list shows these rates in order from greatest to least? Is it F, 1/20, 16%, 1/12, and 8%? Or is it G, 16%, 1 over 12, 8%, and 1 over 20? Is it H, 1 over 20, 8%, 1/12, and 16%, or J, 16%, 8%, 1 and 12%, 1 over 12 and 1 over 20? And so the first thing we need to do is ask ourselves, what are we looking for? We are looking for the list showing the numbers in the table in order from greatest to least. Now that we know what we're looking for, ordering from greatest to least, or the largest number to the smallest number, the next thing we need to do is ask ourselves, well, what information do we need to find the answer? In order for us to do that, we have to go back to step 1. Whenever we're comparing or ordering numbers, we want to change all of the numbers into the same format. We're going to make our numbers decimals. So 8%, in order to find the decimal, convert the decimal 8% to a decimal, what you do is drop the percent sign and divide 8 by 100, okay? That is 0.08. Then for 1/12 is 0.083, and it's repeating threes, but we'll just take 1. And for 16%, again, we're dropping that percent sign and then dividing 16 over 100. That is 0.16. And last, we have 1 over 20, or 1 divided by 20. That is 0.05. Okay, so now that we have all of our numbers converted to the same form, how are we going to solve the problem? Okay, how are we going to solve the problem? In order for us to solve the problem, what we need to do is order all of the numbers from greatest, or the largest number, to least, which is the smallest number. Okay, so let's take a look. We have 8% is 0.08. Okay, 1 over 12 is equal to 0.083. 16% is equal to 0.16. And 1 over 20 is equal to 0.05. So in looking at our list of numbers, which number is first? I would say it is 16%, because and that's equal to 0.16. Now let's look at the next number that's the largest number. And we see, looking at our 8%, 1 over 12, and 1 over 20, let's focus on 8% and 1/12, because they have both a 0 in the tens place. They also have a 8 in the hundreds place, but we need to move to the thousands place. So even though 0.08 does not have a 0.08 does not have a number in the thousands place, we can put the placeholder of 0 there. Okay, we can put our placeholder of 0 there, and it does not change the value. So as we move to the thousands place, we see that 8% has a 0 in the thousands place, and 1/12 has a 3 in the thousands place. Which one is larger? Yes, the 3 is. So 1/12 is my second number. And what you can do as we're going along, kind of look at the answer choices to see which ones you can cross out. So we can cross out any answer choice that does not start with 16%, because we know that is the largest or the greatest number. So F and H, you're out of here. And now all we're going to focus on is G and J. We know what the second number is. That's the greatest number, which is 0.083 is 0.16, or 16%. Then 1/12, which is equal to 0.083. You should see the answer by now, but let's keep it moving. So now we know that our third number in our list is 8%, with 0.080 as the decimal, and last is 1 over 20, which converts to 0.05. Okay, and this is how our numbers are ordered. Again, 16% equals 0.16, 1/12 is equal to 0.083, 8% is equal to 0.08, and 1 over 20 is equal to 0.05. Now that we have our list ordered from greatest to least, let's take a look at our answer choices to find the correct answer. Yes, it is G. G is the correct answer with 16%, 1 over 12, 8%, and 1 over 20 being ordered from greatest to least. Now let's take a look at number 9. An inequality is shown. Which value of x makes the inequality true? All right, so looking at our inequality, we have 1/8 is less than x, and x is less than 18%. Which list shows these rates? Oh, Miss Jackson made a mistake. Hold on, guys. All right, I am back. I had to delete that line out because that is not true. Now we're going to focus on our answer choices. I made a mistake. My apologies. But we're going to keep moving forward. It happens. All right. So we have A, 1/5, B, 1 6/10, C, 9/100, and D, the square root of 2/100. Okay. So our very important question is, what are we looking for? What are we looking for to solve this problem? We are looking for the value of x that makes the inequality true. Now that we know what we're looking for, our next question is, what information can help us find the answer? And that's converting all of our numbers to decimals. So let's do that now. All right. So first, not only do we need to convert our answer choices, we also need to convert the numbers in our inequality sign as well. So 1/8 is converted to 0.125. And again, the way you put it in your handy dandy calculator is 1 divided by 8, because the fraction bar is just really the division sign, okay? So 1 divided by 8 is 0.125. 18%, again, in order to convert a percent to a decimal, drop that percent sign and you're going to divide 18 by 100. So 18 divided by 100 is 0.18. 1 divided by 5 is equal to 0.2, and the square root of 2/100 is 0.14, okay? We're rounding to the hundreds place, 0.14. So now that we have all of our values, which we have right here, the next thing we need to discover is, how are we going to solve this problem, okay? How are we going to solve this problem? Okay, in order to solve this problem, what we need to do is find x, which we know is greater than 0.125 and less than 0.18, okay? Again, because our inequality says that 1/8, which we know is 0.125, is less than x, which means x is greater than 0.125. Also, x is less than 18% or 0.18. All right, so now let's walk through our answer choices. We have A, we know that 1/5 is converted to a decimal is 0.2. Okay, so yes, 0.2 is greater than 0.125. However, 0.2 is not less than 0.18, so A is incorrect, okay? Now let's go to B, which is 1.6. 1.6 is greater than, 1.6 is greater than 0.125. However, it is not less than 0.18. It's actually greater, okay? So that means B is incorrect. Let's look at C. Well, for C, 0.09 is actually less than 0.125. So C is wrong too. Let's look at D. We know the square root, we converted the square root of 0.02 is equal to 0.14. So, yes, 0.14 is greater than 0.125, and yes, 0.14 is less than 0.18. So again, we were able to eliminate A, B, and C as being correct answers. So what is our correct answer? Yes, it is D, the square root of 0.02. So our inequality would read 1/8 is less than the square root of 2/100, or the square root of 0.02, and that is less than 18%. That is it for comparing rational numbers part 3. Y'all, we made it to part 3. If you have not watched part 1 and 2, please do so. Again, if you need a tutor, we are here to help. There is a link in the description box that parents can click to sign up for a free 30-minute consultation. And we have our 8th grade STAAR Math Review Workbook available for purchase in our store. This is Shay Jackson with Hype Math and Reading. I will talk to you later.